Well, I'm pretty sure our Central California fans are excited because it is Peter Murphy Classic weekend, one of the biggest sprint car races in the state of California. But if you guys are new here, welcome back to today's video. My name is Tanner Holmes, and I'm a 17-year-old sprint car driver from Southern Oregon. And not only am I a race car driver, but I'm a content creator here on YouTube, and I love to post these videos so you guys can really follow along with my journey through the sport of dirt track racing. Now, the reason I brought up the Peter Murphy Classic and how it's the Peter Murphy Classic weekend, because our race team is actually going to be attending this event. Now, this video is being posted on Friday afternoon, the first night of the event, and I'm shooting this on Thursday. We're actually getting ready to leave in just a couple of hours. Now, for anybody unfamiliar with the Peter Murphy Classic, it is going to be a two-night event this year split between two racetracks. The first one is the Kings or Keller Auto Speedway there in Hanford, California. That's Friday night, and that's a 410 and a 360 wing sprint car race. And then the second night, it's also 410 and 360 wing cars, and it's gonna be at the Tulare Thunderbowl just a little bit farther south. Two phenomenal dirt tracks in the Central Valley, and there's gonna be so much good racing between the two nights. So in this video, we're gonna be talking about a little bit more details and information on the event so you guys are all well informed, as well as I have a little bit of footage to share with you from earlier this week that we actually took here in the shop. But one of the first things to let you guys in on is where you can watch this race live. So I will put a link at the top of the description directly to Flow Racing's homepage. A lot of you probably already have a subscription because they cover so many different races and so many different series. But if you don't have that subscription, it's $150 right up front. And if you go through our link, you are directly supporting our team. So that's at the top of the description. And like I said, they are covering both nights of action. But now it is time to talk about the AT&T and all the stuff that we had to do in preparation for this Friday and Saturday's event so that car was ready to hit the track. I should also mention for all new viewers, the car that's sitting behind me is not the car that I'm going to be referencing in the next minute or two. This is my younger sister's limited sprint, Carly Holmes, 14 years old, just came off a two-day show at the Cottage Grove Speedway and the Coos Bay Speedway up here in Oregon, and two phenomenal runs, so much speed in the 22C. And she got her car all washed up on Monday, started doing maintenance, and should have that done at the beginning of next week. So I think in a couple weeks when her schedule kind of rolls back around and I'm not racing, she'll be hitting the track for another limited race here in the Pacific Northwest. So my car's been about 90% ready to go for the last 10 days. We were just waiting on some parts to come in from a parts supplier just a couple hours north of us. And I think on Tuesday, they showed up here at the Tanner Holmes Racing shop. So we started hooking it all up. It was mainly things that were under my legs, you know, the torque tube, the torque ball, the housing, the drive shaft, connecting it all into the rear end. And one thing that was actually funny about that whole process, maybe comment below for everybody that works on their race car, you know, some days in the shop, you just have tough days. Things don't want to cooperate. And when I say things, I mean the parts themselves or maybe the wrenches or just things don't go right. And on Tuesday, we were definitely having one of those days in the shop. So that just happens, and we just laughed it off because, you know, like I said, you have those days, but we got the car all finished up. Also, we had to pick up some HTW Hoosier right rears from a guy in town that we get all of our tires from. I talked about this when we first went down to California at the end of March, but down there you run this HTW right rear compared to like in the Northwest, we run a medium, which they're two different tires and they kind of handle a little bit differently, and it's all just depends on what you're used to. You know, there's the argument that the HTW is better. A lot of California guys might say that, and then maybe guys up here in the Midwest will say that the medium's way better. But to kind of describe a little bit of the difference, the HTW is a wider tire. It's a wider tire and has a little bit of a different sidewall. So running the medium mainly, I don't have a whole lot of laps on the HTW, but the one difference that I noticed is if the racetrack's rough, the HTW does much better on the rough track. But other than that, I did not notice a huge difference, and it doesn't really matter because if there is a difference as a driver, I need to be able to adapt to that and give the proper feedback to maybe where we could change the car to get me comfortable. But no matter what, we have to run that tire, so we got to become fast on it. So we got those tires all mounted up and put away in the race trailer, so we have a good selection for the 410 sprint car this weekend between Hanford and Tulare. I'm pretty sure we're going to see a good selection of track conditions. You know, Friday and Saturday might be different. It's supposed to be so hot on Friday, which means it's probably going to get pretty slick. Hanford is already known for not having a lot of grip, but I'm pretty sure we're going to see some slick track conditions there. Tulare might be a little bit more on the rough side. It seems like with some of the new material they've added, it just stays apart in some spots, and then others it does not. So between slick, hooked up, maybe a little rough, some smooth, Hanford was pretty smooth last time we were there. We're just gonna see what we get between the 2 nights in Central California. Another exciting piece of news that I wanted to share with you guys, my stickers just came in for Pit Stop USA. They're gonna be supporting me for 2021. Our partnership started in 2020. I did some videos with them last year. I unboxed some safety gear. They got me a suit, and I still wear that suit, and they're gonna be supporting me for 2021, so their stickers came in for the top wing. They are right under Next Gen on the left and right side, but if you guys are unfamiliar with Pit Stop USA, they are an online dealer for safety gear and then also parts for your race car. I'll link them below in the description, but you guys should definitely go and check them out. It's awesome that they're gonna be supporting us for 2021. I'm looking forward to working with them. I'm outside now though in the back of the shop. A little bit more information on this weekend's races. I talked about Hanford and Tulare. The first night is just a King of Thunder race, which is like their local series between Hanford and Tulare for the 410 wing sprint cars. The 360s though will be a Sprint Car Challenge Tour event. And then Saturday at Flip Flops, it's not a Sprint Car Challenge Tour race for the 360s. It's a King of Thunder event, and the 410s are King of the West, which King of the West is their main 410 series in California. And Saturday night is also $11,000 to win, which is a pretty nice paycheck. So that's what all the teams are going to be gunning for, including ours. So that is another reason why you should watch this event live on Flow Racing. Yesterday when we were loading the trailer, I wanted to get my dad's thoughts on going back down to the Tulare Thunderbowl and the King Speedway, because we've only been to each of those racetracks one previous time, and it was earlier in 2021, but we had a lot of fun and actually had some decent results. We ran 5th in the 360 one of the nights at Tulare, and we ran 5th with the King of Thunder 410 sprint cars at Hanford. So here was his thoughts on heading back down south. Well, we got the trailer all locked up. We are one step closer to heading south for the Peter Murphy Classic. Wanted to get Dad's thoughts though on what it's like to go back to Central California.
Oh, I'm excited. We'll see what happens. Hanford, it's going to be great. Tulare, third quick. Almost had quick time last time we were at
Second
Tulare.
quick.
Huh?
That's what he meant. I was confused there for a second. He was speaking in riddles. We were second quick at Tulare with the 360. We're gonna have the 410 in. Hanford is probably gonna be really, really slick. I think it's supposed to be like 100 degrees, which means there's gonna be no grip on the racetrack. But anyway, what time you think we're gonna be leaving tomorrow?
4.
4 in the afternoon, and it's probably, what, 8.5 hours about?
Yeah.
What do we go down I-5?
Probably.
Go down I-5, hopefully we don't hit any traffic. That's why we're driving a little bit later.
Top 5 each night.
Top 5 each night, that's the goal. I think the top 4 on the first night lock into the second night, so I think that's a good goal. We ran 5th last time at Hanford, so I think, you know, we're gonna be able to hopefully set the bar a little bit higher on that first night. So I'm making a big loop right here. Gonna get the trailer all hooked up. All right, let's get this deal backed up. More? Dad's been teaching me the last couple of weeks how to do this.
Took right here next to this one.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Is that it?
Yep.
All right, that wasn't too bad. Just slowly learning how to do the process of hooking up the race trailer. Next, Dad is gonna have to teach me how to drive the rig. That's definitely a goal of mine over this next year, and it's good to learn from someone like him because he has a lot of truck driving experience. But I'm gonna grab myself a Gatorade for the road. Next stop though is Hanford, California. Remember, watch this weekend on Flow Racing. There will be a link at the top of the description. 410 Sprint Cars, Keller Auto Speedway, Tulare Thunderbowl, Peter Murphy Classic. We will see you guys all there. Thank you so much for watching. Deuces.